Hey guys, and welcome back to another Thursday update video. Today's update is titled the QOL and COX changes, aka the quality of life and the chambers of xerics changes, and there's really nothing big, nothing happened today. The update, nothing crazy. I'm just kidding. There was a twisted bow spawn. A twisted bow. Yes, the item, one of the most expensive items in the game. There was a spawn near the farming guild that was left in the game for this update. Let me repeat this to you. A twisted bow spawn was left in the game for today's update. Can we smash 1,000 likes on this video for the 1,000 twisted bows that came into the game? Now you may be wondering, Soup, stop trolling. Stop giving us all this nonsense. Okay, there is no way in hell that a twisted bow spawn of all the items in the game, it would be a twisted bow that spawn that was left in the game on the ground. Well, boys, it happened.
Oh my god!
Last week, I jokingly asked you guys what you thought the next big bug would be. I was kind of just more kidding because, I really didn't think that anything else, like as massive as last week's bug where you were training, a certain combat style and you got XP in another. Or if you guys remember the max cash stack glitch that happened last year, didn't think anything else that big would happen, but it's just kind of, it's just the fact that it happens a week after another game-breaking bug to me just it makes me laugh. I look forward to these Thursday updates now because you never know what's coming. Okay, so let's take it back a little bit. For you guys who are not on for the update, or you're watching this days after the update happened and you're wondering what happened, did they roll back the game? What did they do? Yes, they did roll back the game, and here's why. So, they released a news post on the old school website titled Bug Twisted Bows, of all things, So they say this right here. At the time of this week's update, a bug entered the game whereby a twisted bow spawn was added close to the farming guild in Kebos. As a result, an unknown number of twisted bows entered the game unfairly, and very shortly after this, before the hour was out, this was hotfixed to no longer have an option to be picked up or telegrabbed. So the update was rolled out at 11:30 GMT, and about 2.5 hours later at 1:56 PM GMT, they said that they can confirm that the game will be rolled back. You can expect the game to be reset and come back online as it was just before the update at 11:30 AM GMT. For those of you who don't know what a rollback is, pretty much when something is rolled back in this game, it pretty much means that the game is reset to a state that it was before. So for example, let's say that on your account at 11:30 AM GMT, you guys had 98 fishing, and then an hour later you guys got 99, but the game was rolled back. It pretty much means that they're going to roll back to the point where you were 98 fishing, and all your progress in those few hours gets pretty much deleted. It never happened. So as you guys can imagine, some people were quite annoyed, seeing as those 2 hours, they could have gotten certain drops, they could have, gotten certain levels that they don't want to get again, they could have gotten pets too, some people had their pets taken away. But I think for a bug like this, it's only fair to do a reset. There may have even been some hardcore Ironmen that actually get their status given back to them, even though they died. So you're probably wondering, how did this happen of all things, right? Well, I don't think xerics is going to give us every detail about what happened, but I think this Ash tweet right here sums it up pretty well. So pretty much he says that it was a serious bug. It looks like the artist who was mapping down the Hespori indicator had a serious accident and created an item spawn elsewhere on the map square. But it was so far from the cave that the testers wouldn't have spotted it. Item deletion is being investigated. So simply put, it explains it very well in this tweet. There was an artist who was mapping something down in the farming guild. He accidentally had a twisted bow spawn put into the game that was just outside of the farming guild that the QA testers didn't notice, and that's why it was left in the game for the update. Could it have something to do with this video clip?
Be a bit of a memer and just, there you go guys, twisted bows as far as the eye can see. Again, that's not something you do because that is a bad idea.
Most likely not, but it is kind of funny of the timing of that clip because, well, twisted bow spawns for everyone. Now, to be fair to xerics, each time there has been a game-breaking bug like this, for the most part, they have, I would say, acted pretty quickly. They've acted fairly swiftly and solved the issue. For the max cash bug and for today's bug, they actually did rollbacks of the servers. And then for the XP bug last week, they were taking away XP from accounts that accidentally, gained XP. So that was very nice. And for today's one, you could argue that, a twisted bow spawn in the game is actually pretty funny. It didn't, while it did affect the price of the twisted bow and the economy of some, in some sorts, and I guess the rollback will affect some accounts, which is annoying, but it's kind of a funny bug at the same time. At least there wasn't something where, accounts were accidentally getting banned for some reason. I don't know. Either way, it is a funny bug, but it also is just like, are you serious? Like, the game had to be rolled back because somebody accidentally put a twisted bow spawn in the game. So I guess I'll cut Jagex some slack. And I think, honestly, for you guys who are watching this and listening right now, or the first time you saw what was going on, you're like, there's no way this is actually happening, right? I woke up, I looked at my Twitter feed, and I was just thinking, there's no way. I am looking forward to making this Thursday update video today. So, speaking of Thursday updates, what do you guys say we actually cover the updates today and check out the Runelite ones as well? I'm sorry for rambling for so long on what happened. I couldn't get over it. I found it fucking hilarious. I also just had coffee, so I'm out of my chair and everything. So, all right, let's go. Today's updates. As I mentioned at the start of the video, today's update is all about some more quality of life updates that were imposed during this month and also some Chambers of Xeric changes. So let's get to the updates today. First up, the prayer skill guide now shows the icon for each prayer rather than a holy symbol. The Dragon Defender has been updated to appear more red than pink. For you guys who plant and fight the Hespori, a plant has been added to indicate whether the Hespori is fully grown in the farming guilds. When the plant by the Hespori's cave entrance is sprouted and open, it means the Hespori is ready to be fought or has been killed but not yet looted. And finally, the Expert Mining Gloves effect now also works when mining amethyst, giving a chance for the rock to avoid depleting. We have a couple of Chambers of Xeric changes, aka raids changes, coming into the game, not only today, but also some ones they're looking to add in the future. So first off, in this blocky section of text up here, we have that they're looking to adjust how the Chambers of Xeric scales its NPC's combat stats and points to suit each party. Currently, the behavior is to look at the average combat stats of the party members, and this has led to parties being disadvantaged if a pure member drags down their averages. They're looking to change it so that the highest combat stats of any party member, rather than the average ones, are going to be changed. They're looking to change it so that it looks at the highest combat stats of any party member rather than the average ones. For solo trips, it won't make a difference, but for mixed parties, they will no longer be so disadvantaged by including pures. The change is not ready for today's update, but are looking to add it in early March. For the raids update that's actually in the game today, we have some changes to the Ice Demon, which is one of the most annoying rooms to do if you guys have ever been there. First of all, the trees found within the Ice Demon room are now less likely to fall, and players receive more wood than before when successfully chopping trees within the room based on your woodcutting level. Now, since the trees give more wood than before, the XP you get for woodcutting gained per item of kindling has been reduced slightly. And finally, the Ice Demon's defenses are now lower than before, and its magic defense behavior has also changed, making it weaker to spells overall, including its additional weakness to fire spells. Also, for you guys who do challenge mode, the 5k bonus points are now added to the team's reward. And finally today we have the another news section. So you guys remember last week how I was talking about the XP bug issue, where they have an update here for Pures. The forum thread for posting your details regarding unwanted XP gained after last week's update has been closed. They're still investigating ways to fix the issue for affected accounts. They're going to give updates on the situation as it develops. Lots of bug fixes and typos and stuff like that they're fixing, but a couple things up here at the top. First of all, Clan Wars and Pest Control no longer resets the player's auto-cast spell when they leave. Items which are never protected on death, such as Bounty Hunter emblems, will also now be lost on death when noted. Players can now toggle the fake XP drops in their Configure XP Drops interface. Kona will no longer assign black, red, blue, or green dragons within the Kren Catacombs if the player has under 100 combat. Same thing with Fire Giants in the Waterfall dungeon. And finally, it's now possible to break Rings of Forging to reset their charges back to 140 without having to use the ring fully up for it to break. It now works the same way as Rings of Recoil and Slayer bracelets. So that is it for today's update here, guys. We had some nice changes, I guess. Quality of life stuff. The top stuff here, I guess, is kind of nice. But, of course, the biggest thing, you know, if it weren't for the big issue in the beginning of today's video, it would have been kind of just a normal update video. But we're going to check out the Runelite updates today and see what's up with the Runelite client. So in today's 1.5.14 release of Runelite, we have an update focused on the improvements of the website. You guys can now log into runelite.net and view the details about your Runelite account, which includes your current Slayer task, a boss log, loot tracker, and now a new Grand Exchange history tracker, which tracks completed trades you guys have made on the Grand Exchange. So if you guys log into the Runelite client by going, or I guess log into the Runelite website by going here in the top right, by clicking login, you guys can of course connect your account to Runelite, and then it shows all this information for you guys on the website. Stuff like I said earlier, the Grand Exchange tracker, loot tracker, boss log, and your current Slayer task. This is what it's going to look like. You guys can look at the loot tracker from different stuff you've killed. You have your account overview with your current Slayer task and kills on certain bosses. And of course, you have this nice little Grand Exchange tracker, which shows you what you've bought and sold on the Grand Exchange. If you guys are really interested in doing that, I'd highly recommend it. To go along with this update, you guys can now import your local Runelite settings. So if you guys didn't want to do it before because it reset all of your bank tags and everything, you guys can now actually import your current settings, and it will now automatically update on Runelite, which is very, very nice. I would highly recommend it. It takes no time at all. You guys can use whatever account you guys want, and now you can log in, and of course you have access to all this brand new information on the web page. It's going to stay for 1 month, so you guys can look at it for your previous month, and then after that it goes away, unfortunately. But hey, I completely understand, otherwise server costs would be very, very high. That's pretty much it for the Runelite thing. We have one more thing today. The hit points plugin now recolors the hit points icon based on the type of poison you have. So guys, that's it for the video today. Thank you all for watching this. Very interesting. If you guys did make it this far, thank you for watching it. Don't forget to leave your predictions on what you guys think the next big bug is going to be in the comment section. Also, don't forget to drop a like on the video if you did enjoy it. Have a nice rest of your week, guys. I'll see you guys this weekend probably for another Iron Man video. Talk to you later. Have a good one, and peace.